I know the tournament starts next week, but that was a tournament game right there. Unbelievable atmosphere. I thought both teams fought like crazy. We're really proud. Our guys really came out ready to play tonight. We're ultra aggressive on both ends. I thought we set the tone with the physicality that the game was going to be played with and how we needed to play early on in the game. I mean, let's not make this complicated. We need LJ Wells. Not all 40 minutes, but probably 35, and when he got his fourth foul, that was a turning point in the game, I thought. And so give them credit. They made a ton of plays, but the difference was around the basket and the physicality and the rebound, and they got 50% of their misses back, including the game winner. And so thought our guys made a ton of plays. Were really solid defensively until about the 10-minute mark of the second half, and then I thought they became the aggressor. But these are the kind of games you're going to be in. It literally comes down to do you make a shot? Do you grab a rebound? And we didn't do that tonight. But we're a bad offensive half at Youngstown and a rebound tonight away from having won 6 in a row. So I actually feel really good about how these guys are playing and the way we're approaching things and the contributions we're getting and I think how individuals are playing in order for them to contribute and be our best. And so we'll take that into our tournament game next week. Which final play? The tip-in? When we were on defense? Oh, we played great defense. We guarded exactly how we wanted to. We just didn't box out and grab the rebound, right? I mean, we forced a really tough 2. LJ switched into it. Now you got a 6'7" guy on a guard. Really difficult shot. We got to do a better job of putting a body on a guy and not let him get a tip-in. Because, again, he tips the ball under a second on the clock. It goes through with 0.2 on the clock. So, literally, if he's just knocked off just a little bit, he's not getting that tip in. And so we just got to box out and affect that play and not let him ride us under and get a tip in. Well, I hope all of our fans and people appreciate a guy like LJ Wells, because in today's college basketball, especially in a league like the Horizon League, I don't know if you're going to see a player that good stay for 4 years anymore and develop the way he has and just so proud of everything that he's done and how he's grown as a player and as a person. He's going to leave with a degree like all our guys do. And I think that, he really set a tone for us early tonight. And again, like we need him on the floor. We are not the same team in a lot of ways without him on the floor. And so when he picked up that fourth foul, that was big. I think the biggest thing, you've only got LJ and Mitch that have been here, right? And Dan, for 2 years. But I think the biggest thing is all those guys are really high character guys, and they've really bought into what we do from day one, and they've come in here to improve and to win and to contribute to winning. And so I think they've impacted us in a major way. I mean, Donovan O'Day is a guy that's, borderline player of the year. Candidate, and definitely a first-team All-League guy from a numbers standpoint. And so, I think you talk about Tay Dozier or Kel Robinson, any of those guys. I think they've really impacted us in a major way, and they've been awesome to coach, great teammates. The whole deal.
Here's something after that losing.
I mean, a lot of it was mental, Paul, to be honest with you, just trying to get us to stay focused on, playing the next play and being aggressive and not getting too caught up, too high or low, just stay in the moment and compete as hard as you can, one play at a time, 4 minutes at a time. But the reality of this thing is, during that stretch, and we won a couple, but during that stretch, we went 3 weeks without our full team. I mean, started with Ethan Elliott, who goes out in the game against Wright State in the middle of the game. And then, for the next 3 weeks, we didn't have our full team. And at one time, I think we played 2 games without 3 of our top 7. L.J. Wells was out. Donnie R. was out, who, as you can see tonight, impacts us, does us some really good things. Kel Robinson was out. Now, Kel Robinson's out. You have to play totally differently offensively. And so, we were like coaching a totally different team there for a while. So I think overall, our guys responded really well to that. And, the way the standings ended up, we're a win or 2 away from being 3rd or 4th or 3 away from being in 2nd all by yourself. And again, we played 3 weeks without our full team. So I feel really good about where these guys are heading into the tournament. I think we're really competed. Guys are getting better. And again, we're a bad offensive half and a rebound tonight away. I mean, you knew Wright State was going to make a run. That's how these games go, right? You don't, in high-level games, you rarely take it from 18 to 30 and walk out of here comfortably. That's just not how it goes. And had we grabbed a rebound, you still walk out with a win. So I think our guys are really competing and making some progress now that we're whole again, and hopefully we can continue to do that heading into the tournament game at Oakland.
Bill Parcells famously said, "You are what your record says you are."
Sure.
Is this a team, though, that maybe not that? You're better than that. You've got a better shot getting ready for the tournament at this point.
Yeah, no question. Yeah, I don't think there's any question. And you are what you recognize. And, we need to make those plays, without question. But again, we haven't been whole until the last week and a half, and so I think you're starting to see some positive things. It gives me some flexibility offensively. I can throw the ball inside to Kel Robinson, when we need to during a stretch. We've got more depth now. We can do some different things defensively that we need to do. The one thing we can't do is adjust to playing without L.J. Wells. I mean, that's every team in the league when it's their most experienced best player at a key position, and so I think these guys are actually in a really good spot in terms of how we're playing heading into the tournament. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think, they're a team similar to us that's unique defensively. You've got to play a little bit differently against them. But I think like all of these games, especially in tournament time, it's going to come down to, defending, rebounding the ball and taking care of the ball. And the last time we played them, that was one of the games where we were without 3 of our top 7. Ethan was out, Donnie R. was out, and L.J. Wells was out. And, with a one-day turnaround, no time to really prepare for a team that plays differently. So, we probably won't even pay attention to that film or look at it at all and just focus on, their most recent games and who we know we need to be our best in tournament action. Yeah. I mean, LJ and Mitchell, they're guys you don't see that anymore, right? Even with walk-ons, staying 4 years. And, they're both guys that love NKU, have stayed and been an important part of the program because of how much this place means to them. And I think a big part of that is because of how they feel like they've been treated, right, and respected by Norse Nation. And so, really they mean an awful lot. Been an absolute pleasure and honor for me to have the opportunity to coach them. And I think more important, as I said earlier, I don't know that you're going to see that a lot more anywhere in college basketball, but especially at this level. All right, thanks, guys.